This is your boy, Tyler Jacob, and you're checking out YourMusicMyWorld.com.
I pledge allegiance to your heart, but now it seems it's all gone. On the front line, I played my part. The look in your eyes is causing so much pain. My hand on the trigger, I'm trying to restrain, but I can't. Face to face on a battlefield, for love I can't win. Fell in love with the enemy. How the hell this happened? Baby, you were a part of me. Now we seem so parted.
How did you get your start in music, and how long have you been performing?
I've been singing, since I can remember, since I was a child, but it wasn't until I got to high school when I realized, my teacher told me I could sing, so right after that I got transferred to a creative and performing arts high school, where I kind of perfected my craft, and then I moved to New York City with nothing, like no family, nothing like that, and then I kind of fell into the whole 9-to-5 job thing, and I was living a typical American life, and then one day my manager, which is, he's here now, and he found me on Twitter, and he asked me for some music to give it to him for his I'm the Star showcase, and then after that, everything just happened. That's how I got discovered through my social network, Twitter.
Who were some of your musical influences growing up?
I would have to say, since I was a kid, because my mother listened to so much Spanish gospel music, it starts off, that was the root of it, was Spanish gospel music. But I've listened to so many different artists growing up, like Maxwell, Tone, Kimberell, Brandy, which is, to me, she's a huge influence. I love Brandy. Also, just other artists, my ear just loves music, so whichever artist, like Luther Vandross, and artists like that, if my ear, with the track.
What do you think your biggest break or your biggest opportunity has been so far in your music career?
I would have to say performing at BB King's. I can't really think of too many up-and-coming artists who are blessed with that opportunity, and I was blessed to perform there twice, so I have to say that's one of my biggest accomplishments.
What has been your strong influence to continue performing?
I think it's that adrenaline and that high that I get off when I get on stage. Like, there's no other feeling like that I get from anything else. So, I just love music so much, and when I get on stage, I know that's what I want to do for the rest of my life. So that influences me to keep doing it.
Well, you just released your hot new single, Face to Face. Tell us more about the influence behind the song.
I initially wrote that song about, me and my girlfriend at that time. We were struggling in our relationship, and we got to a point where we wanted to kind of break it off, and we didn't know which one of us was going to do that, whether it was going to be her, whether it was going to be, me. And instead of me writing about that literally, I chose to write about it metaphorically, and that's where the battlefield came about. The arguing, being on a battlefield, and then I chose to talk about a gun, to talk about how we killed one another, we killed the relationship.
Are you currently working on a new EP release?
I wouldn't say I'm working on an EP release. I'm recording right now, and I have so many songs right now. I have like a listing of songs, and when I feel like that perfect listing comes together, then I'll release an EP or an album. I don't know which one I want to release yet. Whichever, whatever my intuition tells me to do is what I'm going to do. I'm that type of artist. I like to just do what feels right to me.
Well, who are you working on so far as far as producers and songwriters?
Right now, I've worked with several producers, a lot of up-and-coming artists or writers like Felique and Skydiver, but I'm in the studio almost every day now, so I'm working with new people. I love working with up-and-coming artists because we want to go on a ride together. I don't want to work with somebody else. With somebody that somebody else worked with. I'm not saying I'm opposed to it, but I kind of like just growing with people.
And if I ever fall in love again, I will be sure that the lady is a friend. And if I ever fall in love so true. I will be sure that the lady's just like you.
Well, will you be shooting a video to support the single Face to Face?
Definitely. Me and my team are coming up with concepts right now. We're thinking about what would be the perfect vision for that, for Face to Face, being as though it was written so metaphorically. I want the video to be just as big as the single was, so definitely.
Well, now that that single's out, do you have a second single planned for a follow-up?
Well, you know, it's only been a month and a week since I dropped Face to Face, so right now I'm focused on Face to Face, and I want Face to Face to get as much hype as it needs to, and get the success that I wanted to get. And when Face to Face dies off is when the next single will drop.
Well, you have a lot of natural talent.
Thank you.
Do you also play any musical instruments?
I did a dab in different instruments. I know how to play a little piano, a little guitar. Because I was in musical school, I kind of was, you know, my ear was attracted to different instruments, so I always made sure that I kind of learned a lot of things, like the piano and the guitar. And the guitar is my favorite instrument, so I want to eventually perfect it.
Okay. So when you perfect it, we're going to eventually hear some of that on your songs?
Definitely. I love the guitar.
Do you write all your own music, or do you collaborate with other songwriters?
I write most of my music, but I also love to collaborate with other artists. And one artist that I recently collaborated with, again, his name is Felipe, and also Skydiver has written on many of my tracks as well. He's another up-and-coming singer-songwriter.
Well, as a new artist, new up-and-coming artist, is there anything that you hope to accomplish in your career?
Definitely. Since I was a kid, I've always dreamed of performing at Madison Square Garden. And I feel like once I accomplish that, that will probably be one of the things that I put on the back of my shoulder to move on to the next accomplishment.
Well, when you think about how your first performance, I should say, and you look at now, how much do you think has changed?
I think a lot has changed. You know, it was funny because the other day I was on my laptop and I was looking at the first video that I did when I performed at the Village Underground, and I would have to say it was bad. You know, I didn't sound bad, but I was forgetting lyrics. I was pacing back and forth, and it wasn't what it is today. Like today, I get on stage and I'm much more comfortable. I'm much more confident, and I get up there and I know the purpose. Back then, it was like I was allowing the jitters to get to me. So I think it's such a big difference from back then.
Would you like, as long as you just say goodbye, blame it on me, say it's my fault, say that I left you outside in the cold with a broken heart. I really don't care, I ain't crying no more. Sing back up. I ain't crying no more.
Now that your single Face to Face is out, what else can fans expect to see from you in the upcoming months?
Well, like I said, right now, one of the biggest projects that's going on is my video for Face to Face, and like I said, with my team, we're coming up with concepts for that. Also, I'm going to be performing everywhere. My calendar right now is packed with performances, and I'm excited about that. So anybody who's in the New York City tri-state area, make sure y'all go to my website, tylerjacobmusic.com, and check out the tour section. I'm going to be performing in your area soon. They can also just expect new music, more, you know, it's free music at that. It'll be dropping soon. And just be ready to have Tyler Jacob in your face at all time.
Well, is there any last minute words that you want fans to know before we wrap this up?
Yeah, again, make sure y'all check out my website. It's tylerjacobmusic.com. I want to thank you all so much for the love and support, and for those fans who are consistent and show me continued support. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. just look out for me, Tyler Jacob. Tyler Jacob. And buy my single Face to Face. It's on iTunes right now. It's online everywhere. Amazon MP3, Rhapsody, whatever online thing you can think about is there. It's important.
Before we get you to leave,
I